I'm Jimmy. Next question. Oh yeah, we're
I'm
gamblers.
I'm Mike.
Um,
I'm Michael or Mike.
Mike sings and plays guitar, and Johnny is a drummer and percussionist for gamblers, and I play guitar for gamblers. And we're from Long Island, even though we're kind of spread out through the boroughs these days. And we play indie rock and we have a new record coming out, and we're very
Awesome.
excited.
Yeah, in the meantime, right now, you guys got a new song out right now off of the record, Pulverizer, which has been very fun for me to listen to. How did Pulverizer come to be?
Uh,
Well, I
Go ahead, Mike.
yeah, I'll say it started musically quite a while ago because we started making this record, um, writing it and pre-production right around the time of COVID. So I think the music was kind of inspired subconsciously or otherwise, like just from the very like barren sort of way that life was, like physically, meaning like nobody on the roads, nobody in the supermarket. Like there was like something about that, those images that were really sticking with me. um we the I'll try to keep it somewhat on the briefer side, but the kind of story is like Gamblers was around as a band in Brooklyn, and we kind of broke apart, and I had decided to keep going and keeping the name, and started working on new music with a production team out on Long Island around that time of COVID. And then Jimmy was someone that I had on my radar for a long time as someone I wanted to work with. Yeah, so the band pretty much broke apart, and I decided to keep going under the name Gamblers, and I started working with a production team on Long Island and invited Jimmy to be a part of that, and that's how we kind of reformed the band. And then Johnny here, who was originally the drummer, came back to the band, and Pulverizer was one of those first songs that we were putting together with the new lineup. And so my point, my very long-winded way of saying, like, the song has been around for a few years, only until I would say the last couple of years, and really what the album is dealing with thematically started to come together with just a lot of like the traumatic things that I ended up going through that have come to symbolize what pulverizer means. In addition to what it means for everybody, but what it means for me personally. Kind of a strange foreshadowing that.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
I know. Oh wow.
He's gone. That's it.
Yeah.
Musically has been around for a while.
All right.
Right on, dude.
I stopped talking.
We lost you somewhere in there, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, we
bud.
did just a bit.
All right, I'm doing my best. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so
Well,
on the premise of that, how did you guys come up with the idea of doing it, the wrestling style music video?
Just the visuals, I think, and like kind of just an easy way for your eyes to adjust to like someone's life getting pulverized. I don't know. I like the strange like attire and the lights,
Yeah.
not in like a Vince McMahon style, but like in just like a innocent bystander.
Now, how
Does that
fun
make
was it for you guys to perform on that kind of floor situation? Because those
It
floors
was
are
really bouncy,
bouncy.
super bouncy.
yeah. Have you been on one of those? I never was before this.
I've done it once, and I did not realize like how like bouncy it is. It looks flat, like it looks like it's gonna like hit. When you hit it, it was gonna be super hard, but it's not as like hard as you thought it was gonna be. That
Yeah,
makes
no, that
sense.
was a surprise to me. It was like walking onto a trampoline, and then we set up the whole band, and the song has a real like pulsing, there's kind of a disco beat to it. So there's a pulsing kick throughout. So everything was bouncing. The very first take, we had to like Everybody stopped like in the middle of it because the keyboards were just flying um off of the stands. And that actual that mat that ring is from the original ECW in Philadelphia. I think Mike told me this.
Oh
Uh
wow.
Yeah.
representing wrestling. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, we loved it. They were awesome. And James Morano, the director of the video, once we started talking about these ideas about like getting pulverized, and we were throwing around ideas like tow trucks and stuff like that. Johnny was repping that hard. And he kind of came up with like, hey, I met a group of like wrestlers. Let's use these wrestlers in this video. And it seemed right on theme, and they were awesome. I want to call out our
Amity,
star. What's her name?
Amity
Amity
Liv-
LeVay. Amity
Oh,
LeVay, yeah, and Michael Mistretta, her partner, who's in there, and a few other greats. They're all wrestling very soon. We're gonna go see them at their
the,
big WrestleMania
the
at New York
Italian
yeah.
Wrestling.
here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you
so
guys I'm glad you guys like I'm so curious now as to like how he kind of come across this group of wrestlers just like out of the
yeah,
blue. 'Cause that's not
Well,
something
me
so
that you go look.
too.
it's a wrestling promotion based on Long Island called New York Wrestling Connection. Um,
Hmm.
you're a wrestling person, so I'm sure you're familiar with AEW
Yeah.
nowadays. So like a lot of so it's some of the people from ECW started it, and now they have like a pipeline for a lot of people in AEW now. Like I don't know if you know Willow Nightingale, she came from there. Um, Statlander performed there. Trent Beretta and the Dark Order guys. So it's like it's a very legit establishment, and it's funny because we rented the location and then like they provided the talent, so it was like it was just awesome, especially for me. Like I'm a big professional wrestling geek, so it was a lot of fun.
I know that's
Yeah,
insane.
they
Yeah,
were
so
really cool to work with. They were super pro. The only problem was when they kept calling cut, they wouldn't break kayfabe, so they just kept fighting, and they kicked our asses a couple times. No real injuries, but Mike was crying. But they still
man, now I'm always curious, like if you guys were ever to do a like stage production on a wrestling mat, would you guys come out with your own wrestling names? Because they're like walkout?
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh
Oh yeah.
wow. It's already kind of kickstarted Jimmy Nation. I gotta work my I got a fan base that's rabid and ready for me to do something like this, so I don't want to reveal too much. But yeah, something like that could happen. Um, I'll at least just reveal what my walkout music would be, and that is Let's Go Crazy by Prince from Purple Rain. It's the one that
Ooh.
he starts kind of doing like a funeral mass on an organ, and then it kicks in, and then it's funky as hell. And
Dearly beloved.
huh?
Dearly beloved.
That's the one.
Yes.
Dearly beloved, we gather. And I would kind of be lip syncing it as I come out. And I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I kind of want to save the reveal for when that really happens, but that's a great question.
Yeah. What you guys is I would say so we got Jimmy Nation. So what would yours be, Johnny?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's it's hard to come up with on the spot.
The Johnny Cakes.
I could do that and go into some sort of a leather thing. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we'll work on that. I like that.
Johnny cakes would be good.
Keep it PG.
He's wearing an apron. Hot and fresh. Hot and fresh. I don't know.
Like a apron.
Yeah, you know, you
Yeah,
just
an
come out with
apron.
an apron and just it just says hot and fresh and you just rip it off. What are you gonna do?
Hot and fresh. Yeah. Okay. It's a leather apron. I like it.
Yeah, this is this is
We're just
going
building
places.
we're just building it up for you now. Yeah, look
Okay.
at everybody.
Yeah.
And Michael's what would you yours be?
Well, I've been really fascinated with late stage WCW, like right before they closed. So I might have to do like a tribute to Daphne, who's no longer with us. I'd have to find like someone to play like a new version of Daphne, and I would be like an updated version of Crowbar. Um, if you don't know Daphne and Crowbar, definitely check them out. Daphne was like this like goth chick who like screamed like that was her thing. She would just scream bloody murder at the side of the ring while Crowbar was wrestling. So I'm really into them right now. So I
Say
might
I'm
have
like,
to maybe like something gothic, I think.
Gothic.
all
Cool.
right. I'm familiar with Crowbar. I don't wasn't familiar with Daphne. I,
Mike,
Yeah.
I'll put one to you. What about would your persona be the Long Island serial killer, or could you do something like Gilgo Beach
uh
Boy? Gilgo
mm,
Beach Boy.
the Gilgo Beach Boy, that's good. Like it's like a combination of the Gilgo serial killer, but it's also the Beach Boys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
very on brand actually.
Yeah, edgy but fruity. I like it.
uh, so with with that all said, and now you guys got your whole wrestler persona and this music video out, as well as the new song. You guys have a whole sophomore album coming out next month. How are you guys feeling with that coming out that quickly?
Well, like Mike mentioned, we've been working on this baby for a while, so it feels like the kettle is like boiling, and I'm just waiting for somebody to take it off of the oven finally and serve it up to all of our fans once it's cooled. So I'm very excited. I can't wait. It's been I've been waiting for this baby for a while. I feel pregnant, and I'm ready to burst in the best way.
All right, I get that. I get that. So, with that and said, are you guys planning on doing any kind of like concert or show just to like let it all out?
Yeah, what are we announcing, Mike? Should I say well, we have our release show.
Yeah, you could drop them.
Okay, we have a couple of shows coming up. Tuesday, March 26th, we're playing Philadelphia. Is this the first time gamble? It's the first time in a long time, at least, we've been in Philly.
No, that's the 29th. The 26th is the Brooklyn Monarch with Felicity.
26 is the Brooklyn Monarch with Felicity. We're opening up for Felicity. That's a Tuesday.
26th of March, yeah.
Of March, yeah. And then March 29th, like I said, is in Philly with our boys, The Atomic Life, Billy Reimer, our buddy in there, and a couple of his friends with a new band debuting, I believe. And then our big release show for the album, we're headlining in Manhattan at Heaven Can Wait, again with Atomic Life. Who else we got on that bill, Mike?
I'm sorry, I love.
Um, I'm sorry, I love you, and it looks like a band called Beat Radio is going to be playing too. We might we might call the little March run Gamblers March Sadness. Uh,
Love that.
so
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if we go with that or
kind
not.
of kind of a
As I,
spring theme.
as I say, I'm like in the meantime, we got the album, the song out, music video out, the album coming soon. I have a couple of these random like fun conversation cards just to kind of get the fans to know you on a fun new level. You guys ready
Oh,
for it?
ready.
Let's
All
go.
Yeah.
right. Let's see. Which is a movie that you would like to see an unlimited amount of sequels to?
Oh, this one's easy for me. Encino Man. Just crank them out. They teased a sequel. They never gave it to us. Let's get Encino Man 2. And then as far as Infinite, yeah, there's so many people that could be frozen getting dug up all over the planet. Encino Man Infinite. That's my answer locked in.
All right.
Uh,
No Encino Man, right? Do I need to talk through this?
No, I think
Frozen.
I just say I'm like I've gotten
Caveman.
a couple people mentioning Encino Man.
I
You're not the only one. I think I've interviewed a few people. I want to say about like three other people I've interviewed mentioned about Encino Man.
Okay, well, it stars Oscar winner Brendan Fraser of The Whale and stuff, but he's a frozen caveman co-starring along. He doesn't talk. He just does like flips and stuff. and co-starring Sean Astin from like Lord of the Rings and Goonies, and Pauly Shore, the Weasel himself. Like, crank him out. Give me more. He's a caveman. He's cool. We get it. Make more. Anyways, you guys really should have an answer by now.
Yes.
Oh, I've had an answer this whole
Okay.
time. I was
So
just
Yeah,
what's your
yeah.
answer?
Jaws, because I love the stupider the better. Like I like the fourth one, I think it's literally like shit. Like just I can watch, I could keep going. Like I could take Jaws anywhere. You know what I mean? So that's my answer.
Yeah, I like that.
Jaws in space.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have Sharknado.
Mm.
Yeah, I never saw that. I saw Deep Blue Sea, but I never saw Sharknado. It's worth it.
Uh, it's utter garbage, but entertaining at the same time.
I guess I'll take the reins now. I'll take the reins next. Uh,
Sounds good.
Rain
take
Man. Yeah, good. That was a good pick. Rain Man. Very good pick, Johnny.
yeah, thanks. A silly answer. Um, fuck, I don't know. Hellraiser would be a real answer. A silly answer would be Wild Hogs. Is it? I never even seen the first, but like we need a second, third Wild Hogs. It's just a funny name. You don't have to see the movies.
Wait. Isn't that the movie with God?
Yep, Tim Allen. Anyone else
Yes.
who
All right, then I have seen the movie. I can see it being multiple sequels.
easy, right?
It's stupidly easy. That's why like
It's like imagine going
Grown-ups.
to Wild Hogs 11. Like,
Yeah.
Wilder
It would be like that.
Wait, I didn't know we got a silly pick. Johnny got a silly pick too?
What did you want? Want to change yours?
Gene Wilder in Wilder Hogs.
Yeah.
The ghost of Gene Wilder.
If I didn't explain it great, at the end of Encino Man 1, they tease that they dug up, there's a pool party. They dug up they dug a pool, and that's where they found Brendan Fraser in the first place. At the end, there's a pool party, and everyone is swimming in the pool, and then a lady caveman escapes, and she puts on clothes, and she's looking hip in 90s, and they're like, and then it says, "See you later, buddy," or "I'll be back, buddy," like from Terminator 2, and they've never come back. So just to reinstate why my pick is the correct choice, hashtag Jimmy Nation.
All right. Wow. I like all yours as choices. Though I think Wild Hogs, the sequel, would be more likely the real answer that's gonna end up happening. Maybe Jaws. Gosh, I just saw like a trailer for Twister remake.
Wildest
Whoa,
Hogs.
Twisters.
Yes.
Twisters.
Multiple, yeah. I think that's what it is. I saw that advertisement too.
Yeah, I think
Amazing.
it was like teased for the Super Bowl.
Do that without Philip Seymour Hoffman though. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they got everybody else on there, but it's still off.
Hmm. That's sad.
All right. What is something that you've enjoyed that's not typically in your age group?
Oh, I've been watching a lot of Jersey Shore lately, and I'm
Ooh.
40.
I was saying like the reunion just happened a second ago.
Well, that's what happened. I threw the reunion on when I thought my girlfriend wasn't watching, and somehow she's like, "Okay, I've never seen this. Now we need to go back and watch all the Jersey Shore." And
Dude,
so
that's
that's
in
what's
your
happening in my household.
age group. What are you talking about?
Huh?
That's in
Huh?
your age group.
You think so? Because when it came out, I was probably like 20 and like too cool for it. And
True.
now I'm like, hell yeah.
Okay.
These guys were right the whole time.
Some of them are like in their mid 40s though, so it's not like are you saying you're
Yeah.
too old for it or too young for it?
When Jersey Shore came out, I felt like I was too old and too cool for it at the time. When what that was like
Um,
2005 something. I was like in indie rock bands and touring and stuff. I was like, what is this goofball Guido show?
I
And
was
now
Yeah.
it's
watching
my
it
favorite
when it was
thing.
cool.
You're
oh,
okay.
2009 was when it was first
Wow.
aired.
Yeah.
I
That's
wasn't. I
later
was
than
like, this makes Italians look terrible. Even
Yeah.
though
Lame, dude. Just
I
dive
like it
in.
now. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't like it. My mom and my brother always would watch it, and I'd be like, "All right, you guys have no brain cells, but that's all right."
No, I
That's
did
what
get
my
to
dad would say to me.
I did get to see
Yeah.
what was it? Sorry.
He used to say "Gygo," and like I'm trying to watch Jersey Shore, and he'd be like, "Garbage in, garbage out." That was his.
Yeah.
That's what he would
Yeah, my
yell at me.
parents. Yeah.
And yeah, I actually got to see uh Polly D. I want to say, gosh, last 2 years ago.
This
At
year.
he was the our I guess I'll say the headliner for a Mountain Dew event that was here in Michigan. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
He was the headliner for
he
Mountain
was.
Dew.
It was so weird. Okay, so to lay the stage, it was in promotion for their Flaming Hot Mountain Dew. So they thought
Flaming. Yes. That's amazing.
so they thought the best place to do it was in Hell, Michigan. And so we went like
Oh, that's funny.
I went in line to get in, had no issue, whatnot. There was like Action Bronson there, cooking food and
Yeah.
making cocktails, and then the headliner was DJ Polly.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of
Still
cool.
so weird to see him, and then to see a bunch of people with like giant cutouts of his head. Like they literally printed that out like last week, and they were like so excited. They're like, "We're gonna get him to sign this. It'll be amazing." And I'm over here being like, "This is the guy from Jersey Shore. Are you really want to do that?"
Jersey Shore is relevant again. Sammy is back. Cigarettes are back. It's cool.
Cigarettes are back.
Uh, what's the most unbelievable thing that you guys that's ever happened to you guys as a group?
I was in a high-speed car chase once.
Shit,
Yeah,
that's intense.
You got away.
it was pretty. It was actually like the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I was investigating a murder for my friend's podcast, and I was hanging out in the wrong place for too long, and like they spotted me and started coming after me, and um, next thing you know, I was in a high speed car chase, and yeah, that was kind of. Would you say the scariest thing or the craziest thing?
It just says the what is it? Like unexplainable slash crazy thing that's happened.
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy and unexplainable about that. That's a good friend, Mike McManus. I was researching a I was like researching a crime for a friend's podcast. Can you imagine calling a friend and being like, "Yo, I need you to like just
Yeah,
like scope out this crime that's going down. It's for my podcast, man. It's for my I got to put these out every week." All right, that's a G. That's a
One
real G.
time, unexplained, Johnny, maybe one time we were in Trader Joe's and I think we were in Trader Joe's and all of a sudden we turned to each other and we both said like the same like super obscure random Frank Zappa reference.
Dude, I thought we were driving.
Maybe we were driving,
I don't know. But yeah, that was
but
weird.
it was really weird. There's this, I don't know if it's a song or there's this character named Susie Cream Cheese in like Frank Zappa lore. And like for whatever reason, we both looked at each other and we just went, Susie, which is like from the Susie Cream Cheese skit on Frank Zappa's first album. Um, or like it's an early album. So I don't know. Like
Yeah, that was
we were on the same wavelength there.
I can understand where you
Um,
get the Trader Joe's idea, especially string cheese.
we could
You
say the same obscure Frank Zappa reference, but we don't know where we were, so
yeah.
I,
taking it as a call.
just at the grocery store staring at cream cheese and being like, Susie?
No, like
That would make sense.
yeah.
I don't know where I got Trader Joe's from. Our friend Tom works there. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Fucking bootleg VHS tapes with. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Trader Joe's is just a bootleg grocery store, especially when it comes
Uh,
to like their named product.
mhm.
And like,
Uh,
was it Trader Jose
Oh
for
yeah.
their
No, I don't
Well,
Mexican
think
well,
food?
Trader Jose got put in food jail. I think he's gone now. They don't do Trader Jose anymore.
yeah.
I forget
one
what
of the
the Chinese one was. That one was an interesting choice.
Well, yeah, that one's in the same jail cell. They don't use him anymore. He's gone. They keep up Trader Giotto or whatever the Italian guy was. They
You
do that.
Yeah.
can't.
because no one cares about it. That
Yeah,
see, this goes back to Jersey Shore. Like it's just Italian
exactly.
people, Italian disrespect.
Mike's
Um,
the Anti-Italian Defamation League, and
I am. I used to
he
protest
tried
The
to arrest me
Sopranos.
several times
Here.
for my Italian crimes.
One thing that we went that we went through together that was like I don't know if it's unbelievable, but it was like really fucking stupid looking back on it is we've worked with some like real winners for booking agents. And for like this great show, like quote unquote, they're like, hey, this is a big booking agency that, had signed like Snoop Dogg and Bone Thugs and Harmony and had like a lot of big electronic acts. And I won't name them or whatever, but they were, they seemingly reputable. So they put us with this guy, and for some reason he just would not stop referring to us as a jam band.
Oh yeah.
And they'd just be like, "Oh yeah, well, like we're gonna put you in with some other jam bands." It would be like, what do you mean other jam bands? Like we're not even one jam band. Like what the fuck? So they had this brilliant idea of booking us in a large theater in New York City as a co-headliner with a fucking violin player. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna co-headline this show with a solo violinist." And we were like, "Hey, that doesn't make any fucking sense." And they're like, "Oh, just trust us. Like this guy's gonna kill it." Um, so then ultimately it was like, "All right, he's gonna be the headliner. We're gonna be supporting him." So they put the show on for sale, and fucking the violin player moves like no tickets. The show gets canceled, and we're just sitting there like, all right, these guys keep calling us a jam band, and they tried to book us in a fucking theater with a violin player. Like, we're gonna drop their ass. Um, so this is like the type of shit you deal with in the music industry,
Yeah.
especially when you're like trying to keep things, trying to be professional, and you're like, all right, let's give them a shot. But if anyone tries to book you in a giant theater with a violin player, run in the other direction, especially if they call you a jam band when you're clearly not.
These are
Yeah.
really
Lessons learned.
specific. Yeah.
Well, those are good to know. If I was ever to create a group, I'll make sure to say, not a jam band, or actually, I think that should be the band name itself.
You're welcome.
Not a jam band. I
Not a
like that.
jam band is the newest band. We do not play any jam, but we do have
I
some
like
jam in the
it.
back. And that's my dad joke of the day.
Nice.
I
Very
will
good.
not
I like
play
that.
in a jam band. I will not jam. It's like green eggs and ham.
It's
I
kind of
heard
I
that in
do.
the
We
green
do have
eggs.
friends.
that's what I was thinking.
There's a friends band in Long Island called the Jelly Band. So there might be legal action if you did the non-jam band. They are a jam band, actually. I just kind of got that joke. Actually, all right. Props to Jelly Band. Uh, that just hit like 8 years down. Thank
They
you.
should be sued just for being a jam band.
They're friends.
So with that, we'll do one last one, and that is, what is something you've rated 10 out of 10?
Something we've rated 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm jumping in here. I saw Purple Rain, the movie, for the first time. This last year was its 40th anniversary, so there was a screening. I live in Astoria in Queens here, and there's a an old picture house that does historic film screenings. So the Museum of the Moving Image played Purple Rain, the movie. I'd never seen it. I had only recently kind of gotten into the album, And then I watched the movie, and I don't know why, but I'm including this detail because it made it better. They were like, "Hey, the air conditioning like broke. This is in like fall or something." So they were like, "Yeah, the AC broke. So here's free tickets in case you want to come back or something." It was fine. But we went in and we were kind of sweating. It was like a little misty. I've never been in a movie theater where it feels like a gym a little bit, and that somehow added to it. It's a very fun like party movie, and Prince is cool and corny, and the music is great. Even the bad, like their rival band, like everything is great. All the music, the style. I don't know. That's my 10 out of 10 movie experience. Like I was like in the theater, we're like dancing and singing along, and everybody's stoked and clapping and happy, and that's rare these days. So different than my Oppenheimer experience. So Purple Rain, the movie, 10 out of 10.
Well, I went to my aunt's house last night for the Super Bowl and she made me a nice pasta salad, so I'm gonna rate that 10 out of 10 if I could do that.
Ooh.
Ooh, I love
Yeah,
that.
Jersey Shore is like so not accurate to Italian real life experience at all. This guy's rating his aunt's pasta salad at the Super Bowl party in fucking Lindenhurst. 10 out of 10.
It
Fucking
sounds like the
beautiful pasta
most.
salad.
I'd say, oh my God, sounds like the most Midwestern thing I've ever heard. The pasta,
That's Long Island.
the pasta salad is the best salad.
Maybe the Midwest and the
Right.
East Coast has more in common than we realize.
A little bit, maybe.
Mm.
Mm.
See, that's the lesson for today. World
Love it.
peace.
Oh, dude.
10 out of 10 for our new album that's coming out,
Thank you.
Jen.
I was hoping that was going to be the segue I was hoping for.
March
That was your answer,
30th,
right?
2024, 10 out of 10.
Um,
Pulverizer.
and
Pulverizing
with
your life.
It's good.
and it's with that in mind and everything all set in stone. Um, last thing I have to ask is where can I be able to find you guys? Oh my God, how do I mess that up? I've done this before.
You have to get on a connecting flight to Dallas.
The hell?
Then you have to get on a bus to Guadalajara. Then you
Check.
have to be let in by the national security team of the football team down there. See, I'm very worldly. I say football instead of soccer.
Football, yeah.
Um, when you get to the clubhouse, it is going to look like your life is in danger, but just trust us. They're going to let you in onto the field. When you get in the middle of the football
Privilege.
field, you start screaming. Just wave your hands around and just scream for your life. At that point in time, we're going to come down from a helicopter and save you, and then we're going to fly back safely to uh, the easternmost portion of Long Island. Then we'll drive you back home to Michigan.
And on the drive, Mike lets you use his phone and plugs in our socials, which is at Gamblers Baby on Instagram, hashtag Jimmy Nation. Let him know which gambler is the best. It's Jimmy Nation. Gamblersmusic.com. And then he kicks you out of the car without stopping.
I
And we
love
say,
that.
"See you later, sucker."
But you're home, so
You
Yeah,
just
and then
have some scrapes on your knees from tumbling out of the car, but other than that, you're fine.
are you
yeah,
checking leftover pasta salad as well?
We
I
send
don't
you
think
home with
it's
like
left.
3 containers worth.
Still love.
So,
Wow.
that's like the consolation prize of having to go through all that.
All
But
right.
it is 10 out of 10. So remember, you're going to taste it, be like, that was worth it. That trip to Mexico and the helicopter and the screaming and the.
This is the best salad I've ever had.
After that, it's the best salad you ever had.
And
And
I'm guessing
that's
you guys
why
know
we
that
don't
from experience.
discriminate against Italians. No. Um,